I don't intend to preach long because our stations are going to carry the message for us this evening. But let's just reflect and to look back in the rear view to where we've been to this point with the Lord. You know, why didn't Jesus take a U-turn on that Palm Sunday path? Surely there were easier routes. He knew exactly what the story held for him. He knew exactly where he was going and what he was facing at Golgotha. Perhaps there were some other options, and yet even though there may have been easier routes that he could have taken, he took this one. And check out the transportation. He didn't stride into town, into Jerusalem on a war horse, but on a humble beast of burden. He took that mode of transportation. Look at him praying in the Garden of Gethsemane, sweating drops of blood, trembling in the night, praying that the cup of suffering that he was about to drink would pass, but not his will, the Father's will, and the Son's will aligned with the Father's will. He took that cup. He took it. Not only did he take that, but he also took the mockery of justice and the Sanhedrin when they tried him, and he took their slaps in his face, and they ripped the hairs out of his beard. He took that, and he took the flogging after being tried by Pilate. He took the pain and the persecution. He took all of that. He took the trial and the decision to release a criminal and to sentence the Christ. He took it. He took the blame. He took the sword. He bore the thorns. He wore the curse. He accepted the spit. He carried the cross. He withstood the spikes. He watched the faithful flee his presence. And to think that he could have shrugged it all off any second. And yet, he stayed. He stayed in those spaces. 12 legions of angels, Scripture says, awaited his command, and yet he never called. All of heaven was ready to unleash hell, and yet his outstretched hands halted it. They teased him, telling him, "Save yourself and save us by coming off." They didn't know that salvation's work is accomplished by staying on. Jesus stayed on, stretched high and wide between heaven and hell. You want to know why? You want to know why? Because he saw you there. And he saw me there. He saw us there. And love wouldn't allow him to leave. That, friends, is what makes Friday good. It's so hard to grasp. God went, get this, God went so that you wouldn't have to. Love stayed in order to watch you go free. Christ stepped in front of the full weight of our condemnation and covered it with himself so that you wouldn't have to carry it anymore. That's good news. That's what makes Friday good. Let me ask a question. Let me ask a question in light of that. Why would you continue carrying something that was already crucified with Christ? Hear me, church. Your Lord paid much too high a price for you to continue living with something that Jesus already died for. Your days of condemnation and your self-crucifixion are over. I want to talk to anyone living with a burden. I want to talk to anyone living with a blunder or a disappointment or a pain or a resentment or a past that's imprisoned you. See, you don't have to be a slave any longer. Why are you expending the currency of your time, resources, and peace when the Lord has paid it in full? Brothers and sisters, look at the cross. He took it. He took it. The scriptures say that Christ was flanked by two thieves, and yet those two thieves were crucified beside the biggest thief the world has ever seen. Your regret, he took it. Help me preach this. Your remorse, he took it. Your shame, he took it. Your apathy, he took your friends online can't hear. The indifference to injustice, he took it. Your greed, he took it. Your guilt, he took it. Your brokenness, he took it. Your bitterness, he took it. He took it. And I ask why? In my study time, I asked, why, Lord? Why did you take all of that? Why did you take all of that from us? Because there's lots that I can't take in this world. Why did you take it from us? He said, I stole it so that it would stop robbing you. And if the Lord, brothers and sisters, if the Lord took on all of us, what's the next step? If Jesus died wearing the worst of all of us, what are we to do? I know of only one response. If Jesus died wearing the worst of us, we live wearing the best of him. That's the only other option. The Apostle Paul says, since he took on us, put on Christ. In his epistle, he says, you know this verse, I have been crucified with Christ. Therefore, it's no longer I who lives, but he who lives in me, Christ who lives in me. What will you do? The question asked. What will you do with this Jesus? The age-old question. What will you do with this Jesus, the King of the Jews? Dare we walk out of here and into a world that sees no witnesses, no outstretched hands? Tonight, the Lord is prepared to take something from you in order to free you, to free your hands so that you can stretch them out in his name. How dare we keep what he died to carry? Tonight, I pray these stations will be an intersection that causes a collision. I pray with the depth of my being, to the depth of my being, for someone or someone's in this room, for you to be wrecked. For you to be wrecked tonight, wrecked in a righteous way. I pray that you'll be challenged to choose, to make a decision tonight, to leave something of you at his feet so that you can take something of him to the world.